Welcome back to my channel Form 4 Physics topic gravitation. We are going to do the questions on the last part of the notes, which is man-made satellites. We start off with objective questions. So please focus. Some of this is quite tough. Number 1. A rocket is launched at the surface of the Earth. So this rocket initially at the surface of Earth. As the rocket moves away from the Earth's surface, what happens to its weight? As the rocket moves away from Earth's surface, the distance from the center of Earth, which is r, is increasing. So as usual, we collect what they give and what they ask, and we start from what they ask. So I've done working for this. As the rocket moves away from Earth's surface, meaning the distance of the rocket from the center of Earth, which we label r, increase. Okay, so the working I've done, r increase as the rocket moves away from the surface of Earth. The distance of the rocket from the center of Earth, r, increase. What happens to the weight? So I have done step 1, collected what is given and what is being asked. And as usual, step 2, we start from what they ask. They are asking weight. I use information regarding weight. They are asking weight. I use information regarding weight. In this case, that information is a formula. It might be a note, a graph, or something else. And this weight W is mg. We know that the m is mass constant. So anything happening to the weight definitely must depend on the g. If you remember g from topic 2, that is the gravitational field strength. And gravitational field strength, 10 Newton per kg. There is another meaning for g from topic 2 we learned, gravitational acceleration. That would be 10 ms negative 2. This is acceleration, whereas this is gravitational field strength. So since they are asking weight, I start from what they ask weight. In this case, I'm using the formula Wmg from the second topic, since m is constant. So whatever happening to the weight depends on the g. And this g, gravitational field strength, is actually the gravity force. It's actually the gravity force acting between the rocket and the Earth. This g is actually gravitational force acting between the rocket and Earth. And gravitational force, from Newton's universal law, we know that the Fg is capital G, capital M, small m over r squared. We know capital G, gravitational constant. Capital M would be mass of the planet, in this case Earth. The small m is the mass of the rocket, in this case. And r would be the distance between the two objects, capital M and small m. So here r is the distance between the rocket and the center of planet Earth. And from this formula, I said, from formula we can get the factors. Up and down is inverse, is inversely proportional. It is inversely proportional. So when the distance r increase, the gravitational force decrease. Up and down, inverse. When the r increase, the gravitational force decrease. And coming back to this formula, weight W is mg. So when the gravitational force decrease, the gravitational field strength G decrease, gravitational force decrease, the G gravitational field strength decrease, and coming back to the original formula of Wmg, up and down inverse, up and up is proportional. So when the G decrease, the W weight decrease. So the answer is weight decrease. So that would be B, answer. I've given detailed explanation about this question number 1. Now we look at question number 2. This is another very good question. A satellite of mass 120 kg, you should circle it and put M. You can put M1 or M2 or anything. Is orbiting the Earth in an orbit of radius 6,600 kilometer. So if you put this as M1 for the satellite, we can put this as R1. The satellite is then boosted into a higher orbit of radius 6,900 kilometer. Since 6,600 kilometer you put R1, so this value we can put R2. What is the change in gravitational potential energy of the satellite? They are not asking gravitational energy, but the change in gravitational potential energy. They have given the mass of Earth as usual. And this question again, this is a very good question. As usual, step 1, we collect what is given and what is asked. It would be better to draw a diagram. I just draw part of the Earth. The mass of the Earth was given. The satellite of mass 120 kg. It is in an orbit where the radius, I put Ri, initial radius. The I here standing for initial. You can put 1 also, but initial is better, of the 6,600 kilometer. Then that satellite was launched, boosted to another orbit whose radius was 6,900 kilometer. Keep in mind it is in kilometer. So the second radius I put F final. So this was the initial condition, I put I in the orbit of Ri, and the final situation in the orbit of Rf. And what were they asking? They were asking the change. This triangle, mathematical symbol showing delta. It is called delta. And there's another way of writing delta. This is also delta, a Greek symbol. So the change is symbolized by delta U. Of course, U is the gravitational potential energy. And as usual, I will start from what they ask. They're asking the change in gravitational potential energy. Now, when you say change in anything, it must be the final quantity minus the initial quantity. For anything, change is, if you want to find a change in a quantity, of course, it is final quantity minus the initial quantity. This is the basic formula, the primary school formula. So if you look here, the change in gravitational potential energy, it is the final potential energy minus the initial potential energy. So we just have to substitute the formula for gravitational potential energy. On the previous lessons we have done that the gravitational potential energy, negative capital G, capital M, small m over radius. Since this was final potential energy, final radius, minus, don't forget that the potential energy is negative. Final potential energy got negative, initial potential energy also got negative. Must maintain the minus here. Each of these has negative. Gravitational potential energy, negative value. I've already said this, because at infinity the U was 0. You can refer back to the notes. So I times inside negative, negative become positive. So this whole thing now become positive minus this, which I have done here. So the one involving Ri, negative, negative, positive, I put in front. Involving Rf, I put behind. Easier. Now before we substitute any values, to make it simple, we factorize first. Capital G, capital M, it's all same. Gravitational constant, it was the mass of the Earth and mass of the satellite, so I take it out. So left inside 1 over Ri minus 1 over Rf. I substitute the value of G. It will be given in question. Capital M is the mass of the Earth. Small m is the mass of the satellite. This Ri, Rf, we substitute the value. Again, before we doing this calculation, I've already times 10 power 3. Because it was given in kilometer, we must change to meter. Because the capital G involving meter. So I change both times 10 power 3,000. And then I'm going to take out the 10 power 3. I'll take out, if you look at the next part of the working. This is all the same value. I just wrote back all the previous value. But the 10 power 3 I took out. So once I take out the 10 power 3, here, I take out the 10 power 3. What would I have here? In this portion, I would have 1 over 660 minus 1 over 690. This one is primary school mathematics fraction. Denominator not same. Cross multiply and denominator you multiply. That's what I got here. It is primary school maths involving fraction. Okay. After this, you use calculator, that's all. Use a normal calculator. You will get answer 3.16 times 10 power 8 joule. Now this is the change in energy, the delta U we are looking for. And it is decreasing. Now why is it decreasing? From the formula of potential energy, up and down, again it is inverse. As the radius of the satellite increase, the potential energy must decrease. From the formula, up and down, inverse. When it was boosted to a higher radius, R increased, potential energy decreased. So the answer is 3.16 times 10 power 8 decrease. So we look at that. The choices were given 3.16 times 10 power 8 decrease. If you look, there's another answer here, option increase. It is not increase, decrease. I just showed you. So the answer for number 2 is C. We look at the third question, still on objective. A planet has a mass of 5.0 times 10 power 24 kg and a radius 6.1 times 10 power 6. This is the radius of the planet, not radius of orbit. The energy required to lift a mass of 2 kg from its surface to outer space. That is related, if you remember, escape to outer space. It was involving escape velocity. Again, question number 3. We have to collect all the information. And it's best to draw a diagram. We are given a planet with the mass given in the question and also radius given. And we were given that the mass of the object 2 kg to be launched until it reaches outer space. The question is asking the energy required to lift a mass. Okay, so we need to find what energy? The potential energy. So they are asking energy required, the potential energy. Again, use the formula. Of course, G substitute, capital M mass of the planet, small m mass of the object, and the radius was given. And this is the radius when the object is at the surface. So this R is the distance between the object and the center of the planet. R is the distance between the object and the center of the planet, which is the radius of the planet. So substitute values, you'll get answer 1.1 times 10 power 8. The calculation is not important, but the concept involved is important. So the answer is 1.1. If you look here, 1.1 times 10 power 8, the answer is donkey. Now we look at question number 4. This is question number 4. The escape velocity. I did this on the previous lesson. You should have gone through the notes. The escape velocity from the surface of Earth given 1.1 times 10 power 4 meter per second. What is the escape velocity? They are given escape velocity from the surface of Earth. They are asking again, what is the escape velocity from a point at a height of 0.2 r from the Earth's surface? So now they want the escape velocity. If you are starting from a point not on the surface of Earth, but at a height of 0.2 r from the Earth's surface, and the radius of the Earth is given in small r. So the new height they have given in terms of the radius of the Earth. I repeat, the new height they have given in terms of the radius of the Earth. As usual, we have to collect what is given and what is asked. Be better if you draw a diagram. Again, I have just drawn part of the surface of Earth, and the radius of Earth was given, I label as RE. E for Earth is the small r. Radius of Earth is the small r. And the object on the surface of Earth, it was given the escape velocity 1.1 times 10 power 4. This was given in the question. Now, this object is 0.2 r from the surface. What is the escape velocity? Originally, the object at the surface, whose distance is r from the center, we were given the escape velocity. Now that same object at 0.2 r from the surface, what is the escape velocity? Of course, we start from what they asked. Escape velocity, that is the formula they are given in the notes. Square root of G capital M over R. Okay, you can substitute the values and get the answer. But I'm doing another method. The square root I transfer becomes square. Then R I transfer over here. I will get D square R equals to Gm. Both the G and the M are constant. And if you remember from maths, I said if you have Yx equals to C, a constant, from this maths, we can get a formula y1 x1 equals to y2 x2. This is purely maths. So since the Gm is a constant, gravitational constant, the mass of Earth constant, I replace this Gm with another symbol representing constant. So now I have V square R is constant. Using this, V1 square R1 equals to V2 square R2. We were given the V1. We have V1 already given. The escape velocity, it was here V1 given. But for V1, the R1 is R. For V1, the R1 is R. That's why I substitute R. And we want to find the V2. This was V1, this was V2. We want to find V2. But the R2, be careful. R2 is the entire distance. Because distance R is from the center of the planet. So R2 would be the small r plus the 0.2 small r. I repeat, the R2 or whether R1, it is from the center of the planet. So R2 must be this small r plus 0.2 r, which is 1.2 r. This is the most critical part. The distance of the object must be from the center. It is the radius of the planet plus the height above the surface, r plus 0.2 r. So this is basic calculation. You can cancel this r and this r. Square first, square first. This r can cancel. You square, bring the 1.2 over here, and finally square root the thing. Square, divide by 1.2. The answer you get square root, because this is square. Square pindah square root, and you will get answer 1.0 times 10 power 4. And if you look at the answer is B, 1.0 times 10 power 4. Okay, that was a very good question. And finally, the last question in objective, number 5, this is the basic one. What keeps an Earth satellite moving in its orbit? Now this orbit, we assume it is circular. Any object moving in circular motion, it needs a centripetal force. And that centripetal force is provided by the gravitational force between the two objects. In this case, the two objects is the Earth and the satellite. So what keeps an Earth satellite moving in orbit? Of course, the gravitational attraction between the satellite and Earth. This is according to Newton's universal law of gravitation, which we did in the beginning of this topic. I've already finished the objective. On the next 2 lessons, I'll be doing the structure questions. And all these questions I've already uploaded in the group. See you in the next lesson.